Miss World 2023, or better known as the 71st Miss World, has officially commenced in India, and during the opening ceremony my eyes were well and truly opened as to who the frontrunners to this year's Miss World beauty pageant might be. Although some of my suspicions were confirmed about my favorites that I've mentioned in previous videos, I was thoroughly surprised by a couple of girls who really came through during the opening ceremony. So let's talk about 12 of the women who really blew me away during the Miss World 2023 opening ceremony, starting with Australia.
G'day India, my name is Kristen Wright and I am representing the land down under, Australia.
Now this list is going to be in alphabetical order only, just because I did love a lot of these women for vastly different reasons, Australia being one of them. Kristen Wright, I've loved her from the start, since I started researching all of these women. To me, at the opening ceremony, she was just amazing. She was brilliant. She spoke so naturally. She's sort of old school Miss Universe. She does give the old school Miss Universe, Miss World type of vibes, you know, in the 50s and 60s. She's giving those vibes, which I just love. Her costume was especially comedic, you know, it's sort of stereotypically Australian, which just goes to show, and I think this is something about Australian people's character in general. They just don't take themselves too seriously, and I love that about Kristen. I just love her, okay? I just adore Australia's contestant for Miss World this year. I just think that she is the cutest little thing ever, and I badly want her to succeed at this year's competition. Next up, Botswana.
Namaste. My name is Lesego Chombo, and I come from the home of the highest value diamonds, Botswana.
Guys, Botswana wasn't really on my radar before, although they are my neighboring country. They've always been. As you guys know, I was born in South Africa, grew up pretty much since the age of 14 in Namibia. Botswana has always been my neighbor, and so I'm so happy that once again this year, just like 2 years ago in 2021, they have an amazing contestant in Lesego Chombo. She speaks beautifully, she is very graceful, and it really took me by surprise how graceful she is. She just reminds me of a little gazelle. I just absolutely adore Botswana's contestant for Miss World this year. Next up, another woman who I've always adored and who in my previous prediction was ranked as number 2, my pre-arrival prediction, I have the Czech Republic, Krystyna Pyzskova.
Krásný večer, Namaste world. My name is Krystyna Pyzskova and I represent the Czech Republic.
Who guys, okay, can we just take a second to just look at her? Just look. She is so gorgeous and equally graceful when she spoke. I just think I didn't make the wrong move by placing this woman so high up in my rankings, and neither did a lot of other people who have clocked her from the start. Definitely, I think the Czech Republic as a whole is one of the stronger countries when it comes to the continent of Europe, and this year Krystyna is definitely up there as one of the most major contestants at Miss World this year. Next up, keeping it in the G countries, we have Guyana's Andrea King.
Namaste India, I am Andrea King, representing the land of many waters, the home of the Amazon's giants, and the fastest growing economy in the world, Guyana!
Guys, this woman is just commanding when she speaks. She has that queen energy. She has great posture, very much reminds me of Lelela Mswane from South Africa. She is just a goddess. I have also been one of those people to clock her from the start. Guyana is not necessarily a country that we see succeed a lot in pageantry, but this year they do have an amazing contestant on their hands in Andrea King, and she definitely hasn't been disappointing. Of course, I have to mention India's Sini Shetty.
Namaste Delhi. My name is Sini Shetty and I'm proudly representing the country that teaches the world the values of love, peace and harmony. The incredible India!
Oh my goodness, isn't she was beautiful. She had this clear, amazing voice. She looked gorgeous in her Indian outfits. She really does have strong Miss World energy, which really isn't surprising for India because, you know, India is one of those countries that just are the best at Miss World, but she does move with that host country glow. You can see she has that confidence about her, which I love for India's contestant this year. I just think that she is such a powerhouse. Next up, Indonesia.
Vanessa, proudly representing the largest archipelago country in the world and known for our unity in diversity. Indonesia! Bhinneka Tunggal Ika.
Indonesia was surprising for me. Audrey, Vanessa, she has a great voice. I do think she's very cute. I see a lot of potential for Indonesia at Miss World this year. Honestly, at introductions, at the opening ceremony, she was one of the better ones in my opinion. As was Norway.
God kväll allesammans. My name is Andrea Farias and I'm proud to be representing the cold Viking land, Norway!
Norway was very surprising to me because, you know, Norway is a bit of a younger contestant. She's only 20. Her confidence surprised me a lot. Compared to the other European countries, Norway has amazing confidence. And I think even if she doesn't succeed at this year's Miss World competition, she will definitely be a future powerhouse contestant if she does work at it a lot. I think that she has the building blocks to be a great contestant in the future just because her confidence was already up there at such a tender age, and being from a small pageant country, she really did surprise me. Now, from the opposite side of the spectrum, we have the Philippines, which is not a small pageant country at all.
Mabuhay! Namaste India! I'm Gwendolyne Fourniol, proudly representing the Philippines!
I mean, the Philippines is just a powerhouse country in pageantry in general. So we have Gwendolyne Fourniol representing the Philippines, and she definitely has that Filipina charm, guys. You can't deny. She had a gorgeous outfit on that suited her so extremely well. Needless to say, watch out for the Philippines at Miss World this year because obviously they always put their best foot forward when it comes to pageantry. Their women are stunning, amazing, very well spoken, so do watch out for Miss Gwendolyne. Then we have Puerto Rico.
Namaste India. I'm Elena Rivera, 20 years old, and I proudly represent Puerto Rico.
You guys know at the moment Puerto Rico is my number one, or she was in my previous little prediction that I did pre-arrival. Of course, Elena Rivera, guys, she remained one of my favorites even after introduction. She was stunning. She had this amazing clear voice. She looked so gorgeous in green. Guys, she is just such a favorite of mine, and honestly, with my prediction, a lot of people were commenting like, no way you're putting Puerto Rico, what do we even know about her, what, but she did not disappoint. She did not disappoint when it came to the opening ceremony, so I just loved Elena at the opening ceremony. Then we have South Africa's Claude Mashego. Now you guys already know this is my birth country. I liked her confidence, honestly. Okay, let me admit this right now. I wasn't going to add her on this list, but then I thought, you know what? Her introduction wasn't necessarily bad. She definitely has a commanding voice and she did speak with confidence, but I just want to know, I don't want to be mean, I am concerned. Has she been ill? Was her voice breaking? Because it did sound a little bit raspy, I'm not going to lie. But besides that, I do still have high hopes for Dr. Claude at Miss World this year. I'm hoping to see South Africa in the top 20, because if you guys didn't know, allegedly Miss World is not going to have their usual top 40, which I'm so glad about. I think that I've been noticing that a lot of things that I was complaining about in my recent video that I did about Miss World, they are like sort of changing this year. So allegedly they're not going to be having a top 40, they're going to be having a top 20. So that's going to be even more scary. Going from 100 and something girls to a top 20 is scary, but still, I think, in my opinion, it's better than having a whole top 40, guys. So hopefully South Africa will be able to place in the top 20. Speaking of South African women, we have Thailand and Tharina representing them.
Sawadee ka. Namaste, India. I am Tharina Buertas, representing the beautiful land of smiles, Thailand.
So you guys know that Tharina is an SA girly. She was pretty much raised in South Africa. She's half Thai, half South African. I thought that she looked so stunning in this gold outfit that she was wearing. Her introduction was clear, it was concise, could have done with a tiny bit more confident, but overall I was satisfied with Tharina's performance at the opening ceremony. Overall, I still think that she is a great contestant for Miss World this year. Lastly, guys, a new fave of mine. New fave, I'm putting it full stop. She is definitely going on the list. I have Vietnam's My Phuong.
Xin chào, namaste, India. I am My Phuong and I'm proudly representing my home of delicious pho, Vietnam.
She is, oh my gosh, surprising is the word to describe how it was experiencing her at the opening ceremony. She definitely did surprise me. She comes across as being so bright and youthful and stunning, and I fell in love with Vietnam during her opening ceremony segment. So Vietnam definitely has a killer contestant on their hands this year, and I'm just so excited to see what's going to be happening with her, as I am excited to see what's going to be happening with all of the other amazing women on this list. What did you guys think? Do you guys agree with my list of 12 contestants who stood out to me at the Miss World 2023 opening night? Let me know what you guys think. I would love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.